Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina. Thank you so much for being here. This is Nessie. She's my co-pilot. Well, I have two. I have Nessie and Aspen, but we call Aspen Spinach. Nessie, please stop that. Go lay down. Come here. Go lay down. Okay. So today I want to be talking to you guys about UF Online. UF Online is the University of Florida online, and I want to talk to you a little bit about my experience, the application process, and just my overall thoughts on it. I'm going to try to keep it pretty wide and generic for UF Online students in general. I am a UF Online PR student, or public relations. So first and foremost, the application process was pretty smooth for me. Initially, I actually applied the first time and didn't get in because I had messed up my AP scores, sending them in or something, and so I got denied. And then I waited about a year and then I applied again. Initially, I never had intentions of going back to school. I'm not a huge college education kind of person. I'm good at it. I'm really good at school in a sense, but I was like, I can do, whatever it is that I want in life without a college education. Ultimately, it came down to I found the UF Online program about a year or so after COVID, and I just wanted to expand my learning in a new way for cheap. And surprisingly, I had found that the PR program took all of my credits from my state college that I'd got my AA at. And I was like, okay, this is meant to be. It's perfect. They take pretty much all of my credits except for one. And then they have a program where you can take that one credit that you're missing and then you can get into the program that you're looking for. So I was like, let me just apply and see what happens. So I applied in February of 2021, and I didn't get accepted until literally, I was like, oh, I'm probably not going to get accepted because I didn't hear anything. But they, at the tail end of July, right before classes had started pretty much, they accepted me, and I guess they did that for everybody that was UF Online. I was very shocked to see that I had gotten in because I barely met all the requirements. I needed a 3.25 GPA, and I had that to a T, barely a 3.25 GPA. And they were really lenient on my transfer credits from AP classes in high school. I went to a big university and then I went to a state college after that to finish my AA. So they were really lenient with all of my credits that had transferred from both universities. What really drew me in was the cost. So it's about $130 per credit hour, and that is really comparable to what I was paying at my my state college, community college. It used to be a community college, now it's a state college. And that's in state, so in the state of Florida. My community college was $117 a credit hour, so $130 a credit hour is really not that expensive compared. I found that most of my FAFSA for my undergrad or for my AA was paid for by a Pell Grant. So yeah, it's been really, really great. Also, a huge factor is just the flexibility that I could take my classes online, and also that their PR program is one of the top 5 public relations programs in the United States. So that's why I didn't think I was going to get in, because I barely had the requirements. Somehow, God blessed me and I was able to get in. I have taken multiple classes now, and here's the meat and potatoes of what I want to share with you guys today is I initially went to a big university in Florida, and I was there for a semester. I wasted so much money. I had student loans from just my one semester, and I didn't really feel involved with the campus. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel genuine. Granted, I was coming in as a freshman at that time, so maybe my experience was different, but it just never felt like home. So that's when I just okay, why am I wasting money and taking on all these student loans? And I went home, lived with my family, and then just finished my AA at state college. Then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna go back to school. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And so, like I said, I had gotten in, and I'm not even kidding. I've never visited UF ever. I've never been to the school. I don't know what the campus really looks like other than maybe a few pictures on their website. I don't know what the school is like, but I know that it's a really great, top-rated school in Florida, and I've never really been into sports. Some people are like FSU or Go Gators, whatever. I'm not really like that. I didn't do it for the sports. I just did it because I had a program that I met all of the qualifications for. And so I was like, whatever, like this is a great school, has a top university. So I've never really been involved with this school, and I have felt so welcomed, so involved. Like, I don't even know how you can make an online student feel like they're really part of such an amazing university as UF has. It has been an incredible experience in terms of, they sent me like a cute little welcome package. It's me. I'm literally drinking from the cup that they had sent me while I edit this. Anyways, back to the video. That had like a notebook and a cup, and I just was like, oh well, I feel like a really UF student now, and it really got me excited. My classes, so I took my prerequisite class, which was like an American history course that I needed to take, and then I started to get into like my nitty-gritty chunky core courses. And all of my students that I've been working with in the public relations department, in the journalism, in the College of Journalism and Communications, advertising student, like everybody has been so helpful, so wonderful, so encouraging, great connections. If you're looking for networking connections on LinkedIn, every UF person that I've met in my town, you know, that are like, I went to UF, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to UF online. They are like, yes, like so great, so encouraging, so helpful. My academic advisor is amazing. She and I are like homies at this point. I'll sit down with her and be like, okay, like, here's, you know, what classes should I take this semester? Because I work full time while I'm going to school. I only take 1 or 2 classes a semester. That might change in the future, but I take classes at this point, not really to finish my degree, but because I truly want to learn and get some kind of knowledge and continuing education out of this experience. And I'm actually planning on doing a leveraging your college education before you graduate video soon, so I'm really excited about that. But everybody that I had met and come into correspondence with has been so utterly helpful, and I feel way more in tune with my school, and I'm an online student, than when I went to a university in person. Like, that's how crazy good it has been. I also have to say, my professors, you would think that they are so difficult and so hard. And granted, like some of the classes are really difficult, at least for my degree, like intro to journalism is really hard. It's just tedious, lots of work, lots to learn. So, you know, I'm trying to keep this based for maybe more different type of degree types. I don't want you to think, well, she's only referring to public relations. Like, no, I actually just interviewed somebody that works in public relations in the College of Medicine, and talking about the College of Medicine, and it's just mind-blowing to me how incredible each program is, how in-depth, how involved, and how much they care. There's also like a UFL Reddit thread that's really, really great. But going back to my professors, I had a professor last semester that is living in Singapore, and she was so helpful and so encouraging, and I felt like I work full-time in marketing. Well, I recently started my own small business actually in marketing, but I was working full-time in marketing. And I left that class feeling way more confident in myself to start my own business. Like, a lot of the classes that I'm learning are true on-the-job training classes. They're classes where you're actually learning. It's not like, oh, well, I'm learning and memorizing these terms so I can maybe use them in the future. I'm memorizing what a KPI is. Like, no, that's not what it is. It's the actual utilizing step by step, getting feedback from your professor, refining, and then doing full projects of things that I do in my actual salary job. Like, this is real applicable work that applies to real life. And that is what's so brilliant, because going back to school, I've always been so hesitant that school is super out of date. And in some ways, I think furthering your education can be kind of out of touch, depending on what your degree is, don't get me wrong. But to have a community and a university that is really intent on me learning the actual ins and outs of what that job is like is so brilliant, and makes my encouragement to continue to dive into what I'm learning that much more valuable. I truly want to absorb. I have so many friends that have gotten their degrees, and that's so great, but they just wanted to get it done, and that's great. but I want to feel prepared. I want to actually utilize what I'm learning, because I'm not really worried about the bachelor's at the end. I'm worried and I'm concerned about my knowledge and my being able to utilize that in real life. And because I'm an online student, because I'm balancing both school and work, I can see that that stuff works. Like, what I'm being taught is actually true proven value. And so the price for my classes compared to what I feel I'm getting out of it, mind blowing. I really feel that the online program through UF is so comprehensive, and they've really jam-packed a lot of value. All of my professors have been really, really accessible and honest with me. My academic advisor has been so flexible with me. My online projects with other students have students who are as passionate and excited and as hardworking as I feel I am, which is really great, because there's nothing worse than working in a class with other students and feeling like you have to carry the weight. I really feel that the structure and the types of students that are brought into the school allow for a lot of the students, at least in the work that we can do together in certain classes, that we really build off of each other, and they're as motivated to do well as I am. And so matching that kind of energy has been so amazing and wonderful, even for future classes. Like, I have a friend that we met in like a group me chat, and we had done like a project together, and she like messaged me because she's doing other classes, because she's an advertising major and I'm a PR major, but we had to take some of the same classes. So like a lot of our classes contradict each other. Well, not contradict, but they overlap. So we do a lot of the same things, but then we have actual like classes for our majors as well. And she was doing a major for hers where she had to interview like somebody in like marketing or something. And she's like, she messaged me like literally like a year later. She's like, hey, and she's like, can I interview you for this class? And I'm like, of course, like I would love to help you out, and vice versa. I know that the feeling would be totally mutual. So it is so relieving and so refreshing to have such a comprehensive, in-depth set of resources, from the students to the faculty to my academic advisor to my professors, that really make my experience so valuable. It is worth the money, it is worth the time, and I get to pace it however I want. Like I have my AA and I've been doing school for a while, but like I'm still like 2 years out at my pace that I'm doing, which is way longer than normal, but like it doesn't really matter because I get to do it however I want to do it, and I'm constantly working and doing school. It's not just school's my focus. So it's really, really interesting seeing the way that everything blends together, seeing the way the school blends together, and seeing the care that is put into the UF online program. I tell everybody that's like, I'm thinking about going back to school, telling all my friends, everybody, I'm like, look into the UF online program. I'm telling you, it is so incredibly brilliant. They even have a combination degree where you can take some of your master's classes instead of taking elective courses, and then you can go and finish your master's online too. So they have so much going on. It is so encouraging, so motivating. And I am so pleasantly thrilled and surprised by my education at UF for the cost. I honestly, if you had the choice to say, hey, like, Christina, would you go to school in person? Honestly, I think I would still be online. Like, I'm really enjoying the structure of everything, and they seem to take feedback really well. So, I've also not really had to buy any textbooks for any of my classes. My costs are still super, super low. So I am so presently thrilled, surprised, and grateful to be a part of this program, and continue to encourage people that are thinking about going back to school or might work full time or have kids or whatever it is. If you've been thinking about going back, look into the program, especially if you're a Florida resident. You can get it at that cheaper price. If you're not a Florida resident, still look into it. Maybe look into some online university programs that might be a little bit more in your cost range. But I am so happy about the program. I would highly encourage it. If you have any specific questions, please don't hesitate to comment below. I'll try my best to answer it for you. But if you're thinking about coming to UF, we'd be so glad to have you. It would be such a pleasure and a joy, and I can't say enough good things about the UF online program so far. So thank you so much. It's great. If this helped you, if this was encouraging, please subscribe down below. This is a great community that I'm slowly building, but it's so valuable to me and so special to my heart. So thanks for watching, and go Gators.